What's up, everyone? Boxing Narrative. Like, comment, subscribe. Alright, so, my guy, Moses Itauma, one of the biggest. Look, I don't want to say hype jobs, but this guy's being hyped up, man. And, the guy that just knocked out Richard Torres, we have here, Frank Sanchez. I don't know if you guys know this, but Moses Itauma ducked Frank Sanchez. Um, Look, I just got to get this out of the way, alright? Because, of course, Moses Itauma seen as one of the best heavyweights. After the Usyk fight, people are saying Moses Itauma knocks out Usyk and all that. He's a better fighter than Usyk and all that, and not just Usyk, but like Moses Itauma is the most talented fighter in heavyweight division. He beats every single one by knockout, all that type of stuff. So Frank Sanchez, he completely cleans out Richard Torres. I mean, look at him right there. Sheesh. Um, but to you Moses Itauma fanboys, if you don't remember, Moses Itauma had the chance to fight Frank Sanchez. This fight right here. Now, this fight was an IBF final eliminator, meaning the winner of this fight right here gets the number one position in the IBF, meaning they would be the Mando to Usyk, or if Usyk were to vacate, they would be automatically in a vacant title fight. And this is what happened right here. Moses Itauma declined an IBF final eliminator bout against Cuban contender Frank Sanchez. And here we go right here. This is the quote from him, and he's just saying a bunch of BS, saying how, oh, if he were to accept the fight with the IBF, then he would lose his rankings with the WBO, WBA, WBC. Now, this is just a flat-out lie. If you go throughout the history of boxing, I've said this many times already in my other Moses Itauma videos, but if you go look in the history of boxing, when a fighter accepts a final eliminator with one organization, they're not going to lose their ranking with another sanctioning body. You only lose your ranking if you were to win a world title or win an interim title. If you were to win even if you were to win like the WBC, they have like a diamond belt, or like a silver belt, whatever. If you were to win those, you get high rankings in the WBC, but you still don't lose your rankings in WBO and all that. They have regional titles and all that. You're not gonna lose your rankings in other sanctioning bodies if you were to win those titles. And yeah, if you were to accept a final eliminator bout with one organization, you're not going to lose your ranking in all the other sanctioning bodies. This is a flat out excuse, flat out lie. All right, because most of the Itauma fanboys, the British public, they see this and they believe it as fact. They think this is what actually happens, but this is just not what happens right here. And Moses Itauma, I'm told, is the best heavyweight in the division right now. Not in the future, right now. I'm told he's the best right now. But for some reason, we gotta slow down and not let him take a fight with Frank Sanchez. And I'm told right now that, like, I say this, like, why did Moses Itauma duck Frank Sanchez? And then his fanboys come back and say, oh, Moses Itauma would KO Frank Sanchez. Guess what? He had the opportunity to do that. Alright? He had the opportunity to do that. But him and his team declined it. Now that's one fighter. There's actually another fighter that Moses Itauma ducked. This one is a little bit on the down low too, and this happened in the same week as well. As you can see here, Murat Gassiev, he won the WBA regular title back in December against Pulev, and as you can see here, the WBA ordered Moses Itauma to fight the Pulev Gassiev winner. Now, this news came out earlier this week, or I guess last week. What do we have here? Murat Gassiev is now going to fight Tony Yoka. So what happened there? You see it right there. The headline, it says the WBA ordered Moses Itauma, or they ordered the winner, so Gassiev, to fight Moses Itauma. Then what happened? Why is Murat Gassiev looking to fight Tony Yoka now? Maybe it's because Queensberry, Frank Warren, all them guys, they don't want to put Moses Tama in there with Murat Gassiev. This is just insane, man. So that's two guys now that Moses Atama has avoided, and I'm told Moses Atama is not only the best heavyweight in the division right now, but he's also the most feared. He's the boogeyman or whatever. I mean, if he's the most feared, avoided heavyweight, why is he avoiding fights? Why is he avoiding fights right here? Now, and these are all fights. Both of these fights are title fights, or at least fights that would lead to a title. So they make no point on why you would avoid them. All right, and guess what? You can't. People are gonna say, "Oh, he's too young. He's too too underdeveloped." Well, maybe you shouldn't have put him number one in all these divisions. So, like if you look in the rankings, Moses Atama is number one in WBO, WBA. He has high rankings in the WBC and IBF. So if he's too young, then maybe you should have told those organizations, "Yo, maybe don't put him so high up just yet." So the rumor is Moses Atama is gonna fight in August, I believe. It's heavily rumored to be Philip Hrgovic. That's a decent little fight right there. Is it gonna lead to anywhere? We shall see. I mean, you had the opportunity to get a title fight in your next fight if you were to fight Frank Sanchez or Murat Gassiev. I mean, if you fought Gassiev, that's a title for right then and there. Sure, it's the regular title, but these promoters, they don't care. They treat the regular as a world title. They don't care. But now he's gonna fight Philip Hrgovic in a meaningless fight. Probably won't mean anything. And then, well, I'm expecting them to do Atama versus Dubois next year. That's what I'm expecting. But doesn't that all sound fishy? Philip Hrgovic, Queensberry, Dubois, Queensberry. These are all fights within Queensberry, and and Atama, even though he's the underdeveloped guy, he's the young guy who doesn't have experience. He's still seen as the favorite in both of those fights against Hrgovic and Dubois. Doesn't that? I don't know. To me, that just sounds fishy. All right, I don't know what to make of it. But yeah, there you go. There's two fights right there. Most of the time, I has avoided. Crazy, crazy.